Yeah, I love James Bond movies where they're secret agents and they're doing all this crazy spy stuff and they've got all the gadgets and everything. And one thing that is in a lot of James Bond movies, there are double agents who are playing both sides. They're working for one group or one nation and then they're also working for another. And they're kind of living a double life. And that is an incredibly dangerous way to live. Well, guess what? There are also spiritual double agents who are living a double life, and it's also a really dangerous way to live. In the words of the immortal Steve Taylor, all you phonies get it wrong. Double lives take half as long. That's kind of the message of Luke chapter 12, verse 1, and I want to read it to you. The crowds at this time were packed in so tightly that thousands of people were stepping on each other. Jesus spoke to his disciples, knowing that the crowds could overhear. And he said to his disciples, guard yourself from the yeast that puffs up the Pharisees, hypocrisy, false appearance, trying to look better than you really are. Okay, here's this huge crowd, and they're stepping on each other. They're treating Jesus like the rock star that he is, and he is just taking it in stride, and he's just kind of talking to his friends, and he knows that this crowd is going to overhear him. And that's how it's supposed to work. People should overhear what Jesus is saying and doing in your life. And it's just a natural, just real organic thing. We're just walking along, Jesus is talking to us. Everybody around us should be overhearing what Jesus is doing. And Jesus tells them, guard yourself from the yeast that puffs up the Pharisees. Okay, yeast is something they use in bread, and it starts off real small, and it causes the bread to grow. And it starts off real small, and spiritual yeast starts off real small. It starts off with saying things like, well, I'm better than they are. Now, I haven't done that. Or I have to be perfect, or I've got it all together. Starts off real small, and then it puffs up. And it puffs up into this big pride-filled pastry. And that's what's happened to the Pharisees. And I think it's really interesting that the only people Jesus judged were the people standing in judgment. Jesus didn't judge the prostitutes. He didn't judge the tax collectors. He didn't tell them, oh, that's it. He judged the people who were standing in judgment, the Pharisees. And he's calling them hypocrites. Hypocrisy is acting as if you are something that you're not. It's being fake. It's living a lie. It's being a double agent, trying to live one life over here and another life over here. And it's not just a religious thing. We talk about hypocrisy and we automatically, oh, Christians are hypocrites, this person. But it's not just a religious thing. It's living a double life no matter who you are. There's a really famous singer who a few years ago adopted a fake British accent, even though she's like from Michigan, I don't know. And she was like, hello everybody. And then she has a child, and she won't let her child listen to her own music, and listen to other people's music because it might pollute her mind somehow, even though she had polluted a lot of minds herself. That's hypocrisy. That's living a lie. That's being fake. And it's it's anybody who's not being honest with themselves. Anybody who's just not being real. Be real. Be honest. None of us have our acts together. None of us are perfect. Okay, be honest about it. Don't be a double agent. Don't be fake. Don't be a pride-filled pastry. All right? Just get real. Be honest about who you are. Be honest about what you need from God. And let Him talk to you. And let the people around you overhear what He says and does. God bless you guys. Giddy up.